Hey everyone, Cyrix here, and welcome back to Gabriel Knight. The last video, I think the most important thing that happened was we had a big long talk with Professor Hartridge, who knows a whole lot about Voodoo, and based on some of the things we showed him, he pretty much confirmed that the Voodoo murders are actually authentic. So the police are wrong, the newspapers are wrong, and we probably all have something to worry about. I left off here in the cathedral only because the little blurb at the start of the day, I think, mentioned something about it, or kind of something hinting to it. So I did want to look around here a bit. I know the confessional we couldn't go into last time, but looks like we can now. Can we kneel on the kneeler? Can we look inside?
A meshed window provides access to the confessional from the priest's booth.
Let's kneel.
May I help you, my child?
Sounds a little weird.
Could you give me a blessing?
Do you feel the need for a blessing?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
All right, if it will comfort you.
The priest blesses Gabriel through the confessional window.
Peace be with you, son.
Thank you, Father.
Is there anything else?
Possibly. Questions?
Can I ask you a few questions?
The confessional is not the best place for interviews, son. You can contact the parish offices if you need private counseling.
I understand. Thanks, Father.
Is there anything else?
Probably a confession.
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it'll make you feel better.
Lots of things. This priest doesn't sound very sympathetic. He kind of, if it makes you feel better. I don't know.
I've had impure thoughts about a woman I met.
Impure thoughts? You mean thoughts of sexual relations?
You could say that, but worse than what you mean.
Worse? You mean extreme sexual relations?
Well, not involving animals or anything.
Oh, well. Perhaps we should just leave it at that. Pray for forgiveness and say 10 rosaries. Is there anything else?
That was an odd conversation.
I've done some pretty rotten things to my friend Mosley.
Rotten? What do you mean?
Practical jokes, insults, among other things.
I see. Are you sorry?
Well...
Not really.
Pray for forgiveness and say 3 rosaries. Is there anything else?
Apparently every bad thing we do, we can just get away with praying for forgiveness and saying rosaries.
I haven't paid my assistant for 3 months.
Have you had the money?
Nope.
Sounds like a matter for the courts, son, not the church. Is there anything else?
Some people say I'm a selfish person, Father.
We can always strive to improve ourselves. Patterns can be broken.
Yes. Thank you, Father.
Is there anything else?
I think I just need to give an overall apology to the universe.
I see. Apology noted.
Thanks, Father.
Is there anything else?
I've had a lot of women, Father.
A lot? More than 10?
Yes, Father.
More than 20?
Yes, Father.
More than 40?
Yes, Father.
Son, I don't think this is a matter for a priest. I think you need a good therapist.
If we're counting therapists, then I'm up to at least, let's see here, count the 1, and this might take a while.
My son, I'm afraid my lunch break is coming on about now. Pray for forgiveness and say 20 rosaries. On second thought, when you finish the math, say that many rosaries.
Gabriel hears him leave the confessional.
I should probably add 1 more rosary for that while I'm at it. I've been a bad boy.
Yeah, it seems like it. Alright, well, we scared him off. How do we leave? Oh, exit. I wonder. So in the original there was a door over here, and there were some things that we needed. Can we go in here?
I've always wondered how the other half lives.
We can. We don't really have the items that I was expecting to see over there, but... Can we...
The mesh window on this side has a wooden door that slides open to let the priest hear confession. He hears someone enter and kneel down on the other side.
Really?
Father, I'd like to make a confession.
Go on, my son.
I've recently come into a large sum of money.
I don't really see a problem with that.
It's not that. It's how I got it. I literally found a suitcase of money. So I picked it up and took it instead of telling the police or trying to find who it belonged to.
I advise you to invest in a local business. I've heard there's this wonderful bookshop on Bourbon Street, in fact, that could use a little bit of luck.
Well, I'm not much of a reader.
What better time to start? Oh, and say 10 rosaries, I think.
If you say so, Father. Thank you.
Thank you, my son.
The man leaves the confessional.
Okay, so none of this is in the original. You could not go into the priest's box. And also the conversation that we had with the priest when we were in the confession did not happen, like, at all. Let's look at this.
Inside the box, Gabriel finds a priest collar and some oil used for blessing.
Okay, so these are the items I was actually looking for. So let's...
Gabriel can't use the collar while it's in the box.
That is correct.
You
But,
never
like,
know when
let's
a priest's
take it.
collar will come in handy.
And let's take the oil, too.
That oil is for holy purposes, not the sort of thing Gabriel would want to use it for.
Okay.
Inside the box is some oil used for blessing.
Can we use something on it? Is there anything useful, really? I don't think so. Huh, so I'm not sure what that's there for. Can we... Are there more people?
He hears someone enter and kneel down on the other side.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Do go on.
I've had impure thoughts about men, Father.
I'm not actually a priest.
What?
It's a funny story, see. I was just...
You're disgusting.
The young woman storms out of the confessional.
Maybe I ought to keep this thing closed.
Yeah, try one more time, then maybe come back to it later.
Gabriel's calling is decidedly not hearing confessions. Not in a church, anyway.
Okay, well, we tried. Okay. I'm assuming this is useless.
Someone is in that confessional. Gabriel will have to wait.
No, there isn't. Or if they are, they're not doing a whole lot. It's kind of near the border of the screen, but I can't go over to that window. Yeah, I think you're lying. Go, exit. The exit's hard to find. There we go. Okay, what else? What else? Let's see, exit. Can we look at the altar, maybe?
The chancel of St. Louis Cathedral consists of a raised dais, an altar, 2 pedestals, and a choir area.
Right. Exit to map. I think we're done here. Let's go back and, well, no. First I did want to talk to Dr. John.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Hi, I teleported right in front of you. I wanted to show you this. Wait, did I already did show him that. but, oh no, I wanted to talk to him about the stuff we learned at the university.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Of course. It is one of the Loa.
What can you tell me about the Loa Damballa?
Damballa is a snake Loa. It originated in Africa, and is also worshipped heavily in Haiti, I believe.
Do you worship Damballa?
Mr. Knight, in Voodoo, all of the Loa are given their due respect.
Okay.
What else can you tell me about the Loa Damballa?
I am afraid I have little else to say about that subject.
Okay, what about this one? It's the evil
Does
one.
the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
I do not believe so.
Isn't he one of the Loa?
Perhaps. I am not familiar with some of the more obscure Haitian and African Loa.
Are you sure you don't know anything about Ogun Badagri?
Quite sure, Mr. Knight.
Alright. What about
Do
Vives?
you know anything about Veves?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo. But that is not really my area.
Do you know anything else about Veves?
I am afraid I have little else to say about that subject.
So pretty much everything that Hartridge told us, Dr. John doesn't really know about.
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
That sort of viewpoint makes my work very difficult, Mr. Knight. If there are one or two ignorant believers, that is none of my concern. And I do not care to promote a Hollywood interpretation of voodoo by discussing it.
You really don't know anything about Black Voodoo practices?
I believe I already indicated my intolerance for that line of inquiry.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Well, we didn't learn anything, but just the fact that he doesn't know anything.
Thanks a lot. Bye now.
Come back again.
I'm sure we will. Alright, actually, now that we know the meaning of that phrase, I want to go back and talk to him, too.
Hi.
Yeah, you know a little bit more than you're telling me.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I answer what I want.
Yep, we have lots.
I found out what Cabrice and Call means. How did you know about human sacrifice?
I never said them words, monsieur. You must have heard them from someone else.
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
Black Voodoo? No such thing, I tell you for sure.
Well, two other people says it does exist.
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
Marie? She's somebody from the old days. One of them old folk tales. The tourists eat it up, no?
Possibly.
What else do you know about Marie Laveau?
I don't know much, monsieur. Someone at the Voodoo Museum can tell you all about her.
And he did.
What else do you know about Marie Laveau?
I don't know much, monsieur. Someone at the Voodoo Museum can tell you all about her.
Oh, okay, that's just gonna stick there.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
Don't talk like that around here, man.
Okay. That subject is gone.
Do you know anything about Veves?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists.
Right.
They curiosities, no? This a curio shop.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Damballa is an African legend about a great serpent. Folklore, that's all.
So Damballa is a snake Loa. I don't know if we knew that before.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
What? You said you...
Yeah, we had this conversation. Okay, well, nothing more from him. No. We could go to the bookstore, but I don't think so. I also don't know what day it is. Actually, I should do that just to find out what day it is.
I knew you'd miss me, so I came back.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Because these other places have dates when they open up. And I'm pretty sure the newspaper will tell me what the date is. June 20th. Okay, so when do these other places open up?
A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads,
2 days.
The sign says the Overlook's closed.
That one's open tomorrow. I don't know if there's anything new at the cemetery. I think we might have a shot at visiting Caza now again. Give that a try, perhaps. Anything else interesting on the outside that we can, like, learn? Can we peek in the windows?
all windows flank the front of the mansion.
I kind of wanted to spy in them, actually, but okay. Well, let's knock again. We didn't have much luck last time.
Yes? Who is it?
Okay.
Wrong house. Never mind.
Fine.
Well, I don't remember when you're supposed... she probably hinted at this last time, and now we can't talk to her about it, and I'm sure the journal will say something about it. But she seemed religious. I think she maybe mentioned she was Catholic or something. So if we were to dress up really nice, maybe we could pose as a priest? We did get that collar after all. And we have this nice shirt. Can we use this shirt? I don't know if we could change in the middle of the street.
This black shirt won't get me into Madame Caza's by itself. I'll have to dress it up a little.
Well, right, but I was going to put the collar on afterwards, unless I need to do it here. Combine? Oh, okay. That worked. Try that.
This disguise is almost ready. I hate to say it, but I need to style my hair to be more... respectable.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I was thinking getting the oil. Because I'm pretty sure that's what you used in the original.
Don't get personal.
Well, I kind of wanted you to clean up your hair a little bit. Let's see if there's anything back at the bookstore. I think we had a bathroom full of hair products, didn't we?
The medicine cabinet contains a few old prescriptions, personal hygiene stuff, and lots of hair products.
Okay, well, we could use that right about now.
I'll take this hair gel. You never know when you'll need a touch-up.
Okay. Maybe the hair gel was in here in the original, and I just don't remember. Hair gel, do we use it here? Or do we use it now?
My hair looks perfect the way it is at the moment.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you needed a mirror or anything. I do like that we can just jump right outside from here. Okay, let's give this another shot. Clean up our hair.
I don't think hair gel alone is going to convince her I'm the respectable type.
Right, but I'm not going to combine it with a coat, am I? Or the color and shirt, am I? Do I just need to put that on first? Now that we have the hair gel, maybe it knows we can.
This disguise is almost ready. I hate to say it, but...
do we really have to combine those? Okay, that's a little weird. Alright.
Alright, but this is private.
Where are you gonna go? To be private? Wow, he definitely made himself look a lot better.
Yes? Who is it?
It's Father McLaughlin to see you.
Father McLaughlin, you say? You must be new in the parish. I'm so pleased to meet you, Father. Do come in.
There we go.
Thank you, my child.
We still don't really know why we're so interested in her.
Please be seated, Father.
Thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
What's in the box?
There's an old-fashioned jewelry box on the coffee table.
I want to take your things. I don't want to take your things.
Castro, cute as a flea on a piece of fruit.
Nice doggy. Good Castro.
She's not suspicious about how we know his name. What's this thing? Okay, there's something on the chair, but whatever. No, I don't want to talk to Castro.
Gabriel's impersonating a priest.
Alright.
Do you
Let's
mind if I
talk to
ask
her.
you a few questions, my child?
Of course not, mon père.
I thought this was a going to be a much more condensed list of things to talk about, but okay.
What can you tell me about Voodoo?
People think I'm just a foolish old woman, but I know the things they do. My family's been in New Orleans since 1750, so I know more than most. Voodoo people are all over the city, in the shops, everywhere. They'll curse you like that, and most people don't even notice. Spit on your bread at the bakery. Take strands of your hair at the store when you try on clothes. Oh, you have to be so careful. But I know their ways, so I can protect myself. I know how to use the magic too, and I can counteract their evil spells.
She's a little paranoid.
Tell me more about Voodoo in New Orleans.
It's just plain evil. It's dangerous to even discuss it.
What about these murders?
What do you know about the Voodoo murders?
Voodoo murders? Ha! They are nothing new to me, Father. They happen all the time. I hardly go out anymore. It's too dangerous in the streets. They can get you anywhere, you know, even here in this room. But I try not to let them know about me. That's the best way.
Very paranoid.
What else do you know about the Voodoo murders?
Shh! They'll hear you.
Okay.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
The only true New Orleans are of French origin, you know. My family were among the original settlers of New Orleans. They came here from France. The Creole society used to be so gay in New Orleans. Now it barely hangs on by its fingernails.
What about snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes, they're evil creatures. Did you know that evil people can send them into your dreams? They can. That's why I never sleep.
Right, thanks. Do you know anything else about snakes?
It would be bad luck to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
Oh, St. John's Eve, mais oui. I used to love the St. John's Eve Mass at St. Louis Cathedral. Of course, it is also a night of great wickedness, worse than All Hallows Eve. They will corrupt anything, Father.
They? They who?
Oh, you know.
Not really.
What else can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I don't think I should say any more about that.
Okay, up at the top of the list and in gold. Why would she know about this?
Do you have any idea what Caprice encore means?
Maybe. I know. I bet you do not know, Father, n'est-ce pas?
I do know what that means.
It means goat without horns.
Father, you surprised me. You do know what it means. You know what they mean by goat without horns, don't you? A human being. That's right. Slit your throat, cut out your heart. Pure evil murder.
Yeah, that seems to be happening a lot.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, her. I could tell you about her. Voodoo Queen? Ah! My great-grandmother was an acolyte of Marie Laveau. She knows the truth about her.
Well, what is that truth?
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
No, I won't say anything more. Not to you, Father. I'm sure you mean well, but you are an outsider.
Please?
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She was only a front for the real evildoers, Father. And that's the truth about Marie Laveau.
What about animal masks?
Do you know anything about animal masks?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Everybody seems to know weird, like, subsets of everything. Apparently now we know pretty much everything. But, like, she doesn't know about animal masks, and the other two people do. Partridge and Dr. John.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Oh, yes, Father. It is the wickedest kind. The kind they practice here in New Orleans.
And we're not going to ask any more about that?
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
No, Father. I don't know anything about that.
So far, about that one, Dr. John didn't know anything about it. Willie did, and got kind of freaked out when we talked about it. Let's dig in more about human sacrifices.
Do you know anything about human sacrifice here in New Orleans?
Well, my great-grandma there could tell stories. She saw it. People say that sort of thing wasn't done in New Orleans, but the real voodoo queens did it. Oh, yes.
Real voodoo queens?
Can you tell me anything else about human sacrifice?
What is to tell? They cut your heart out.
Nice sound effect there.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I am Creole. My family has been in New Orleans for over 200 years. Real New Orleanians are French, you see. These days, the city is overrun with people with no heritage at all. No offense, Father, but it's true. But the French, naturellement, will always be the true blood of New Orleans.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, Father, I don't know what else to say.
That's good, because I really didn't want to hear it.
It's so nice of you to invite me in.
But no, mon père. I am always happy to see one of the good fathers.
Do you find the weather to your liking?
It's terribly humid. I only go out in the morning and the evening.
What a delightful little dog you have.
Ah, yes, Castro is my boon companion.
Aren't you a member of the Creole Grand Arms?
Why, yes. We do much charitable work in the community, you know.
Have you been attending Mass regularly, my child?
Oh, yes, Father. I attend Mass every morning. Many don't these days, you know.
You're dedicated, madam.
Okay, let's find out about these real voodoo queens.
Who are the real voodoo queens?
Well, my great-grandmother told me that Laveau was just a front, a flamboyant decoy. She distracted authorities from the real voodoo queen of New Orleans. It's been the same one for almost 200 years. She's head of a secret voodoo enfant. That's what they call their temples, you know. It's so secret, most of the voodoo people in the city don't even know about it. The real voodoo queen controlled Laveau, gave her a little bit of power, and used her like a puppet.
Okay. So there's a secret voodoo place?
Is there anything else you can remember about the real voodoo queen?
Well, my great-grandmother said the real voodoo queen was the most beautiful woman on earth. She had the most incredible copper-colored skin.
Okay. You're gonna keep going on about that?
Is there anything else you can remember about the real voodoo queen?
Well, they're all brides of Satan. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
Okay. And what about the Voodoo Honfor, which was their, I don't know, hideout? I don't know, the hideout seems kind of weird, but place?
Tell me more about this secret voodoo Honfor.
Well, I've never seen it. I wouldn't go near it if you paid me. But it's here in New Orleans, I guarantee it. I hear their drums at night, oh yes. That's why I'm so ill, I tell you, those drums. But we shouldn't talk about it. They'll hear us. It's the devil's work that happens there, I can tell you. I'll show you something secret. You mustn't tell anyone, Father.
I swear on my collar.
Which I stole.
It is mon père, a true object of evil if ever there was one.
It radiates something, all right.
It belonged to my great-grandmother. She told my mother that it was a token to gain entrance to the real voodoo ceremonies.
You don't say.
To tell you the truth, I've always felt nervous about having it in the house. You know, evil influence and all.
I can see how you would, yes.
And yet, I could never part with it. It's been in the family for generations. Would you bless it for me, Father? I feel strange asking such a thing of you, but surely you understand.
Bless this bracelet of a snake, even though its vibes aren't great. Let it do nobody harm when they wear it on their arm. Voodoo spirits, go away. Don't come back another day. And now let us pray.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a bracelet in the shape of a snake.
It is. And I don't think anything we have is really gonna be of any use, so let's give it back to her. Do believe there's something we can do with it, though. Running very low on time. But let's try and finish it up. Oh, okay. I don't want to actually look at it again. Because I think there is something we can do with it.
Bless this. Let it when don't and now.
Yes, let's skip that. You can have it back. We will end dialogue with you and call it a video. Yep. Goodbye. Okay, so silly antics in the church, and we found out a little bit more about secret voodoo stuff from her. So we will maybe try and do a little bit more investigation and see if we can maybe find a way to steal that snake thing. Sounds like it could be useful. We will do that next time. So thank you for watching and see you then.